Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Blessings to everyone. So, one of the time we spend most is looking at our mind and reading our mind basically. And this takes the most energy of us. And there is a thing to understand there. And this has to do with everything. We are surrounded, we are on it, first of all, our own planet Earth. In some traditions, Earth is called a library. And to know about Earth, if you understand that everything which is in existence is a recorder by itself, it records in itself what happens. So we are all books. Yeah, we are not the reader, we are the books. Earth is a book. Yeah. And when they say about Akasha Chronics, now the Akasha books, they call it sometimes also, you might not see it literally as books, but what it means is that nothing in the universe happens without being recorded. Yeah. So when you are the reader, you can never understand what actually you are, because first of all, you are the book. And when you understand you are the book, you are the earth, you are the sun, you are everything around in this cosmos in a way. We are particles, we are part of this creation. And you listen to your own self from that perspective, not reading in the book, but being the book, you know, hearing it. That's why it says for Muslims when they speak about the book of love, Holy Quran, it is not obligatory to read it, but it is obligatory to listen to it. Yeah. This is a very clear indication what is meant by that. And they say, if you read it in the way as if you would have received yourself the message. No, that means you actually don't read it, you listen, yeah, you receive it. So when you understand that you are containing all the information from Earth, all the history of it, all your own creation from the very beginning of yourself, whatever is that beginning, when you understand that, you can just sit and enjoy. Because whenever we think something, we go out of the listening position. And all that thinking doesn't really give us a satisfaction, doesn't give us really a peace, isn't it? But hearing, receiving gives us satisfaction. Yeah. So this is a very important point, and that's why we say the troubled mind, the lower mind, is the mind where you are the reader and where you are constantly talking to yourself also. Yeah. Where you talk about your own life and you want to give answers. Yeah. You want to give answers to yourself. And only a few people understand that the mind is not an answerer, is not the one who gives you answers. Yeah. It is the one who takes you away from yourself. On a practical level, we need the mind to work, but on a psychological level, it takes us away from ourselves. Therefore, all the targets of prayers, of meditation is to come to silence, to silence down this troubled mind. And when you reach then to the higher mind, that is the moment where you become the book and where you become the listener. And when you are the listener, when you are listening to your own book, there is not a conflict anymore. Is that right or not? Is that the truth or not? Yeah. It is your own self. It is the truth of yourself. And mind is not giving you that truth. This is why it says in this famous hadith that heavens and earth cannot embrace me. Yeah. But the heart of a believer can do. Yeah. So the mind is what we would call heaven and earth. Yeah. We think to it, we think permanently to it, but we cannot embrace even ourselves. Yeah. So you're not the thinker, you are the listener. And sitting in silence with yourself will become the most joyful thing to do. And when you do that, you understand why the divine is not lonely, why he is not in need, why the whole existence is not in need of anything. Yeah. When there is not anything absent or empty or missing, it is always fulfilled. No. So this is the jump from the reader to the book, from the speaker, from the thinker to the listener. And therefore, it is said also for the end of times, which means for the transition times, because there is no time in reality. Yeah. Time exists in our mind. There is no time in the real world, in reality. Yeah. It's timeless. So when we say the hereafter, or when we say the before, it is never like that. From this point also we can easily understand why the Eastern world says, you come here again and again, but you come here not as a new one all the time. You come here as a guest. You are a guest in your body. You are a guest in this dimension. You come as a visitor. So nothing is born and nothing is dying. You are not born and you are not dying. And those who, from the other fraction that they say, we're not talking about these visits, why should we talk about it? Why should we consider these visits relevant? No. What counts is the soul itself, and it abodes in eternity where it is. Yeah. There is just a different point of view. There is not a conflict. Only ignorant people make a conflict out of it. It's one of the duties, in my point of view, that as a real spiritual person finds peace with any other path. Yeah. If it is a real one, if it comes from a real source. So we do not deny, for example, the Christians, we do not deny the Jewish, we do not deny the Buddhists. We don't deny them. Yeah. There is not a problem. Why should we deny a truth which is said in another tradition and not use it for ourselves. No? So it should be among them to declare unity, to declare peace among them, right? There is no point to fight or to be aggressive or to even create wars about it. No. This is not what lovers of wisdom will do, or lovers of truth. Yeah. So mind always takes you away from yourself. Silence brings you back to yourself. And this is the gap. You have to go through it. That's the transition from the speaker, the thinker, to the listener. All starts in silence, all returns in silence. The moment we are coming into space, the first thing we experience is silence. And when you go up in mountains, the first thing which strikes you is this incredible silence. Or you go under earth, you will find silence. On the surface, there is sound, there is activity, there's all this distraction, no? But within us should be silence. Stop reading in your book, in your drama, in your thriller, in your romantic book, whatever book it is. Stop being the reader. See the book, and you can find any answer in it. Yeah. Thank you very much. Stay happy and alive. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.